Yo guys, it's TheyMightBeBricks, and I'm with my father.
Hi, son. Yeah, this Bricks are. I'm actually going by Jabo. You know why they call me Jabo?
Joseph, Alex, Arlen, Bricksar, Olson.
Yeah, Bricks are.
But yeah, this is my Digital Frontier podcast. I don't have any. I don't think I have any videos of this uploaded on my channel, so this will be my first one. But I have 2 episodes on my Spotify. I used to have 3, but I only got 2 now.
Oh, I know which one you took off.
Yeah, me too. So this will be the official 3rd episode, and this will be my first one uh, in the flesh, where you guys can see
Yeah.
me and my dad. So the first episode I did was by myself, and the second one was with you.
Oh, okay.
But that was probably like 5 years ago.
It
Knowing
seems like
I
forever
know.
ago. So back in the day when I started doing YouTube videos, I shouldn't have used that marker. I marked up my table.
Oh no, it bled through the paper.
So, in preparing for this groundbreaking episode, I've only broken a few things, and now I messed up my table.
I broke the bank set.
Yeah, the most expensive Lego bank. He broke the truck. But anyway, back in the day when we were making YouTube videos, when we didn't know what we were doing, well, that would go for today too.
Especially me.
One of my favorite things that we would do is when we'd sit down in front of the low quality Logic Cam and do Briggs R answer thingy.
I'm telling you, those were the best.
And it's like one of the what do you call it? It's not a running gag, but something that would always happen is like you would be talking, and I wouldn't be listening.
You'd just be like, and then
no, you'd say something,
and then you say something, or yeah, and then I'd be like, "Did you even hear what I just said?" I was like, "I already said that."
Oh man, those are some classics. We should, maybe in the future we can go back and just watch some and react to them or something.
Do you still do bat often?
I do so basically I don't get a lot of questions anymore.
We've answered all the questions I could possibly ask.
Yeah,
about.
It's like okay, every question's been answered. So I do a podcast myself, and that's when I usually address questions and stuff about when I do it on my Lego channel.
I think about when we first started. It's like the questions we got were more like, would you say bat is like a finite thing? Like you'll eventually run out of, like I don't know.
No, I think you have to keep doing. Like if we were still doing it, I mean, we'd still get questions.
That's true. Yeah.
It's just got to be consistent with it because I see other people that are doing very niche things and they get questions all the time. And I think the other thing for me, actually having you, if I was to have you on my show, it would probably lend itself to more questions from my audience because you're more into like current things, like maybe even some of the things we'll talk about in this episode. But I'm just like vintage stuff, and I don't care about the new Lego sets too often.
Yeah, there's only like every once in a while. Oh, the greatest new Lego sets are when they remake vintage sets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. I thought about that because it's like, and then I think about when you said niche, it's like there's almost no such thing as a niche subject because usually, if it's popular or if it's something that you thought about, someone else has probably thought about. Like, my obsession with Tron.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a whole thing just talking about Tron.
And it was special. That's special to me because not a lot of people like it. But then, you discover people on the internet that like it, and you realize you're not the biggest fan, even though you thought you were.
Yeah, one of the things when I was trying to figure out what to do with YouTube, one of the big decisions I had back in the day was that Connect Center Serpent roller coaster. So Costco had it for $600.
Is that when you got it?
Yeah. So, and it was just like one of those things. Like, I saw the potential. Like, I can make a video and make money, and I was like, I need something that not everybody else is going to have.
Wait, you saying this is when you were looking at it before you bought it? You saw the potential.
No, this is it's all part of the process. So I knew Costco had it, and I'm like, okay, I could get this. Not a lot of people are going to buy it because of the price point. And so if I do a video and get it built quickly and do like one of the first videos, I can maybe make money to pay for it. That was the goal, is to pay for it. And So it was like, do I take it back? I mean, I did a video. I was like I literally was having buyer's remorse.
Like you thought about returning it?
Yeah, I thought about returning it because I'm like, this is a big, y'all were young, and I was like, what am I doing? But I'm really glad I did the video. And the Son of Serpent roller coaster, yeah, I did a lot of videos with it, and I wish now though I got better cameras and better
I wish we
GoPros.
could do it again.
Yeah,
Because there's probably not really many videos.
there's no ride-on views of the Son of Serpent. But anyway, the whole point of me saying that is like now I'm discovering through you some of these guys that are building their Kinect roller coaster mocks, and it's like, wow, these guys are really good. And it's like, where were these people, back in the day?
You think about Jesse's train collection that he had. Very little pictures and video. Think about how many people around the world that have built insane Kinect roller coasters or Lego cities,
and never
and they just
it.
or it's their personal thing, so
Yeah.
they never care to
Well,
share it.
I don't think people understand this because it's a different culture now. Like you're like an OG person compared to what's out there today. Is in the Lego space is totally different.
I honestly have no idea. Like the Lego community, how big it is. It's like I don't know what to keep up with.
And this is you remember we went to Brick Fair? The first Brick
one,
Fair, Alabama. I think it was like 2014.
Yeah, 2014.
All right, who was filming videos of people's mocks then?
I guess
it was me.
Yeah, it was
nobody else. Nobody.
That was before.
Yeah, nobody at that show was filming.
That was really Brick Show, yeah.
Yeah, so Brick Show was big, and so I guess they filmed, but they were more about selling stuff.
Yeah,
they were they had people flocking around them. The kids, they loved Brick Show. But today, so it was the concept of building something and then recording it and posting videos on YouTube was foreign to most Lego builders. And I think about how it took, like that Lego club that was in Georgia. It was only until like it took the pandemic before they actually started doing YouTube stuff. Like it was kind of foreign to them. And now they're they do whatever they do. I don't know what they do.
I haven't kept up. But like I was saying, it's like there's when you brought up how I've discovered some modern day or like some recent Kinect YouTubers. It's like you go through waves where I feel like when YouTube first started, there was a lot of people uploading videos of Kinect roller coasters. Like we saw a lot. As you said, like when I'd come home from school, and that was the majority of stuff I watched was either Lego or Kinect roller coaster videos. And that's how I discovered Five Mad Movie Makers. And all that. And
it's like I think a lot of people today don't even know who Five Mad. It's like the people that were the biggest in the community are like unknown or quit now. It's like I've been around I've been making videos a long time. You have too, basically, even though you haven't posted regularly in this stage of your life.
I have posted one video this year, right? My video I posted was this year.
Was it this year? Wait, do you remember what it was? Was it your room tour?
It should have been my anniversary video, my 10-year anniversary video.
That was last year. It was in December.
Wow.
So we're coming up on this will be
my 11th year anniversary.
Yeah, that's man. So
when people are like, yo, why doesn't Jacob upload? Because I don't know. I didn't even know that was almost a year ago. I tell you what, that does not. This has been the first year of my life. 2023 has felt like a month. Like the pandemic felt like a long time. 2020 and 2021 felt like one extremely long year.
It did 20. Yeah, there were 3 years that seemed like 1 year, basically.
And then last year was like the end of the pandemic transitioning to this, so that felt long. This year just flew by.
It has.
And I'm hoping next year won't. I don't want next year to go by fast. I don't want any of the rest of my years. I feel like this year went by fast because it was like this the whole year. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I got bad news for you. So that your nephew.
Yeah, he's already.
It's like that's you to me. It's like it just went by.
Dang.
So you don't realize it when you're in the moment, but when you're school age, and then you're fresh out of school, you still have a lot of time, but when you start getting into the real world of
Yeah.
working and you
Having
got
errands and
yeah,
chores.
yeah,
And
you're doing real life stuff.
yeah,
You
it's
don't
like,
have the free time you had.
I just think like years in school, like all of my public school years, those felt like an eternity.
Yeah,
Like those feel like the
yeah, that's
longest years of
exactly.
my life because everything was new.
Yeah,
When you experience new stuff, it's like,
yeah,
but now, it's just, I don't know,
yeah. I mean,
craziness.
to Milo last month was that like in the olden days.
I know. I was watching that video of me and him, and it's like that was last year.
Yeah.
That was last November, and he was tiny then,
Yeah.
and that feels like yesterday.
So, I got that train layout, which
Mhm.
is, I had thought about taking that train layout apart.
We've
It's
had it for a long
20
time.
years almost
When will it be 20 years?
in probably 20. Well, I don't know if I built it at the old house and then brought it here
I remember the table already being built,
at the
but
old house.
mhm.
Okay, then it's over 20 years old.
But when you laid the
I did.
track, that was
Okay, so
2004.
that okay. I know what happened then because before I did the scenery on the layout. So if y'all want to know what I'm talking about, just go watch a Trains
I'll
Are
put a
Fun
picture
video.
of it. I'm gonna put pictures of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the train layout, I had a different layout at the old house,
Mhm.
and then when we moved here, I redid it, and then that's when we posted the video that was the second video on my channel with your uncle Eric and myself.
Oh yeah, when it hit the wall and all
You know,
that.
hit the
Yeah.
wall, and that's all it was. We put a camera, a literal camera, digital camera on the train, not a GoPro because
Mhm.
they didn't have them back then. But um, anyway, so yeah, that table is over 20 years old, and it's made hundreds and hundreds of videos with it. I'm looking at it, but I forgot what my point
You
was.
wanted to take it apart?
Yeah, I want to take it
You
apart.
should wait until it hits 20 and then take it apart.
Yeah, it's like, do I sell it? But then I was like, oh, I'll be sad if it's gone
Would you though?
because it's a big part of the family.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. So when Milo was
Oh, it's part of my
really
now.
little, so I wish I had gotten more videos of me interacting with him here because the first few times I brought him down here, it was just me and him.
Mhm.
And I set the camera up over there, and I tried to do the thing where I ducked below the table and I lifted him up.
I remember that.
But you know what he was doing? He was like
Looking at you.
looking at me. He didn't have no interest in the trains. I probably brought him down here a dozen times. He paid no attention to the trains.
But
And
now he loves it.
then he got to where all he cared about was that knob on the
Mhm.
transformer. And now he loves it. It's the only thing he wants to do when he comes down
That's so sweet.
or when he comes to the house.
Well, just think, if you took that apart and you wanted to build something new, you could build something better that he would like.
Yeah. And you put that in a museum, and then I want to build a new layout.
A Brickzar museum.
Yeah.
If we still had stuff too, But like I was saying, it's like, there's channels that go through waves or
Yeah.
like stuff like, I remember in middle school it was Ryan O'Neal. He's the one that built Deja Vu, the Connects roller coaster.
Oh.
He built Krakatoa. He built like these incredible roller
Yeah, I
coasters.
remember the Deja Vu one.
So that was middle school.
Wow.
When I was in middle school. That
Yeah.
was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then we have this spout of like no one uploading anything. And then now there's a handful of like young guys,
Yeah.
my age or younger, that have their own little
I
community.
just can't
now.
believe because Connects, you don't see Connects in the
Mhm.
stores anymore. But you know what's amazing? I did see one of those guys that you follow. I guess
Connect sent them stuff.
they sent him. They
Yeah,
sent him a ton of
they
stuff.
still produce the parts.
But it's like, why didn't we ever do that?
I know.
Because I bet you, they've done more mock videos, but I've
Mhm.
probably done more videos of Connects products than
Yeah.
anybody on YouTube.
And I think Connects wants to like they like it's technically they're promoting their product
Yeah.
by doing that because not a lot of people.
And it's more interesting than just a set video.
Our generation doesn't really know, like this generation doesn't really see a lot of Connect stuff. It's mainly Lego.
Yeah.
But it's cool because Connects, they don't sell those coasters anymore, but they still make the parts, and like the guy just requested them, and they're like, yeah, here,
Happy Fun or whatever the company
here,
is.
we'll just send you 1,000,000 pieces. It's like, bro. But it's just cool seeing how stuff changes, and then you'll see history rhyming. Like you'll see like groups like that come back, and before you know it, I'm sure there's
Well, I'll just say this.
the bubble's gonna burst.
Yeah, whatever you think is popular today, in 5 years, it's going to be something different. So the people that adapt are the ones that you'll still see around. But it's like, there's only a handful of people that have managed that adjustment of
Mm-hmm.
like how what's popular or what's promoted by YouTube changes over time. And some people just give up.
Yeah.
And some people they're like me, they keep making videos, but nobody knows who they are. 'Cause think about this. I've been on YouTube for 11 years. I used to get recognized in public
I know.
all the time when I had like 10,000 subscribers. It's like
I
I'd be at
remember being like,
Zaxby's like, hey, it's Briggsar.
uh-huh.
And when's the last time that happened?
The last time I can remember happening to me was when I was up in New York.
Oh.
That was so funny. They were like, he was like, one of my friends is up there, and when he was at work, he was like, yeah, my friend's up here working for a while. His dad has a YouTube channel. Oh, and they were like, oh, what's his dad's YouTube channel? Oh, Briggsar. And they're like, and I was just, what are the odds? What are the odds of that happening? And
Yeah.
then like, I told you it's like there's no, he probably never in a million years thought that he would,
Yeah.
make that connection would happen in real life. It's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
that made my day
Yeah.
when he told me that, because I don't know, it's just like that, if it like brought back memories of being
Yeah.
a kid or being like a young teenager and going to the Lego shows and stuff. Oh, you're Briggsar's son?
Yeah. It's different.
It changed a lot.
But I've enjoyed the journey,
Mhm.
and I'm really happy to do this with you, and I hope we can do more. You can do ones with other people and have fun doing it.
I know I need to get some of my friends on here.
Yeah.
Get Joel on here.
I think those are the best kind of videos, just talking about stuff you like, because I've watched other. So there's the like the TikTok style videos that's what's popular on YouTube right now. But there's
Reels.
But well, not even the vertical. I'm talking like normal, like
the fast paced.
But it's fast paced.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
that's what's popular. But
no attention span these days, brother.
no, it's not. There's also though a big market for podcast style videos, which is more of the chill talking kind of things. You just got to keep it going. Some of the people I watch that are in other subject matters, they're good storytellers, so they can do a whole video without really any edits, and it's just them talking to the camera. But because they got that personable speaking ability, and it sounds natural.
Yeah,
people like it.
It's like the channel I think of that's like the best of both worlds with that. That's like long videos that are kind of like a podcast, but they have the fast editing. Is like game theory and film theory. He does like.
Oh, he did it. Oh, speaking of him, game theory. He did that video about.
I'm telling you, he is phenomenal.
Because he was talking about this very thing that I'm talking about, like the what YouTube is today, and yeah, it was a good video.
I'm telling you, I've been watching him since I was 11 years old. I remember his old videos when it was just him.
Yeah.
Editing them, and he did like a throwback one, and it was so funny because he made fun of himself, like his old editing. It's so cringy, but but now he's got like 5 different channels, and
he's got a team of people.
Yeah, he's got 5 different creative teams. It's cool. He did a video explaining it, but I like seeing like channels like that from back in the day that are still relevant.
Yeah, and it's like they talk about stuff that this new generation they're not aware of it, or might not even care, but. Another thing that's happened in the history of YouTube is like I'll follow people, and like there's a lot of people like me, like you, where we just make our videos, and there's there is no team.
This is the team right here.
This is the team,
and I'm not even here half the time.
But there's 2 that I followed, and one, like the channel was his name. No, it wasn't his name. No, it wasn't his name. He's got a channel now that is his name, but I thought it was his channel, and there was nobody else ever on the videos. And I come to find out it wasn't even a channel he created. I was just like, when he said he was leaving the channel and to make his own channel, I was like, I thought this was your channel. And it's like now I feel like I've been misled.
It's like Joel's leaving Mystery Science Theater.
But I've also seen people that have made that evolution to where they started out like this, making their own videos, but then they wanted to make better quality videos, so and they ended up having.
That's what's happened to Smosh.
Oh yeah,
and
it's just the 2 of them making videos.
2 of them, and then they sold it to a team, and then they bought it back this year, and now it's just the 2.
I think as long as it stays true to what the original thing was, But it's like, John Krasinski made that channel
But
during the pandemic, and then he sold it. And it's like, once he left, it's like, I don't care about anything that they do.
I told Rhett and Link, they've done pretty good. Like, they have their team and stuff, but
they're still
the creative control.
If Rhett and Link left
what are you doing?
if they left the show, he does this every time. If they left the show, nobody would watch.
As good as Mythical is, it's like that is like it's like
it's hard to.
I definitely would.
It's just that's the one thing with YouTube is like it's hard for a channel to continue making when they do a transition to other creators. I don't want to say I'm in a rut, but it's like it's really hard because of the time crunch, and it's like I would like to make more videos like talking about old stuff in a fun way.
I discovered something.
What?
That computer piece, that's a vintage.
What computer piece?
Yeah. So that's something we could.
So now I got to go on the search for that. The parts I keep knocking stuff over. So we made a list of topics we wanted to talk about. I don't think we've talked about any of them yet.
Well, honestly, the main one I want to talk about. Well, I want to talk about the Orient Express,
the Lego one. So, what do you think about it?
Okay, so when they announced the Lego ideas, like I was late to the game with that stuff. I'm always late when it comes to Lego ideas. They're making the Jaws set though, right? Yeah,
I think that one is actually going to be a set.
That one's going to be really good. So the Orient Express, when that was announced, the original design looked amazing. And it's like, I don't know as much about trains as you do, but it was different than what Lego's made in the past.
Yeah.
And I was excited, and then Mission Impossible comes out, and it's the same exact train. And I was like,
you talking the one they're doing?
The design that they were gonna do is the similar, like with the the hood on the front of it and everything, and it's a blue train, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. And then the official Lego pictures come out, and it's like Lego City style train. I was like,
yeah. I tell you this is what I found out about that.
I did actually find some stuff out.
So I don't usually. I'm not a latest news person because Lego, they've pulled the rug out under us before with like having a set and then they don't make it, like the Indiana Jones set, and there's others that they were pictures of the Lego Island. They were going to make Lego Island game set and they didn't make it. I'm like
that.
It was in a catalog and they didn't make it.
Hey, was it in a catalog? The Aqua Dome or whatever it's called.
No.
The Thunderdome Mad Max monorail.
Oh no the underwater one. No, that was just a concept. It was just a concept. So it was internal. But so stuff like that happens. But so I just wait till stuff comes out before I really form an opinion on it.
Yeah, but it's like I'm like, yo, Lego leaks.
But with the lack of quality Lego train sets, and we talked about this, you and I did, and then we ended up talking about it on the AFU podcast about how many good trains have they made in the last 20 years, and it's like 4 or 5, and it's like, why are they not making one? I don't want them to overwhelm the market with trying to just do a whole bunch of stuff like they do with Star Wars.
I hate to complain because it is a nice train,
We're gonna talk about that. So it's a no, I forgot what I was
gonna say. I did read that the actual like who they were in contact with when designing it. I did read about that.
Yeah. So the Orient Express is a trademark, and like when Lego Idea sets use trademark material, they have to work with the designer and the trademark or the copyright holder or whatever they call it. And so they do try to do things like the way the designer wants, but some of the designers are not as hands-on, and some of the copyright holders aren't as hands-on. But apparently Orient Express
was very hands-on.
Very hands-on. And so this is why I'm a knee-jerk reaction person sometimes, and then sometimes. So my knee-jerk reaction is like, here we go again with Lego Ideas. But when you see, this is an example, because sometimes Lego will make excuses, but they're just excuses. This is like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Orient Express wanted it if they were going to
And you have to
do
respect
it,
that.
it had to be this color scheme is what they wanted.
Hmm.
And it's a specific model, and the designer was okay with it, and so that's what they ended up going with, just so they get it. Because I would hate that they said no, we want to do what the Lego designer said, and then Orient Express be like, okay, we're pulling our
And then
copyright, and then it wouldn't even be a set.
Hmm. That's true. I didn't even think about that. And it's
Yeah.
like, and it is an 8 wide train, so
And it
I
will fit
shouldn't.
on Lego Track,
So I shouldn't
and the
complain.
reason it doesn't come with the motor is because Lego has a standard about what their motors are capable of pulling.
But not down here.
Yeah, and you can't, they can't make it as a set that people can build and put a motor in it and not have problems.
So,
But the community can do it because we just deal with the problems when they come up.
and where we cause problems.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm disappointed because
Yeah, I'm like you. I'd want it to be the original design.
I want like the hood. I want it to be able to go off and go
But
like in Mission Impossible.
But the thing is, it's better than the crap we've been getting.
I
So
know.
I'll take
Hey,
it.
I know.
You know,
It's better than nothing.
I'm buying two.
So you can have a long.
Yeah, I don't want just 2 passenger cars.
What's your favorite modern Lego train? Like think about 2010 and forward.
Well, this is what we talked about. It's Emerald Knight, which did you know that they've the Emerald Knight this Sapphire whatever train is actually a reference to Emerald Knight because Lego was able to get that name or something, but it's like the Emerald Knight. Because of it being blue. It's this
Oh, that's cool.
Orient Express train.
I think mine's Horizon Express.
And so yeah, you see, I got the two over here that you can't see on camera. It's the Maersk train and the Horizon Express. And one of the hardest things, and we're going to do a video on my channel eventually because I'm trying to thin out my collection for things I don't actually collect. There's some of the things that are behind us that'll be going, at least be putting back in boxes.
A lot of these.
Well, yeah.
Well, we can if you want to take it.
I want to take stuff apart, put it up because they're getting dusty. And,
yeah.
Cycle through and have different things up there. You know.
That's a good idea. Make it fresh.
But one of my dilemmas is I got a second Maersk train
that's sealed.
Yeah.
So you don't know if you should.
I don't know if I should sell it or
do you think
build it.
Do what I'm worried about. Well, not.
You know what? I should wait. I should wait till it's worth like $1,000.
Is that
and
possible?
Then build it.
Could it go down in value?
No, it'll never go down in value.
Because do you think they'll ever make another?
No, and the locomotive it's based off of is scrapped now.
So it's kind of like an artifact.
Yeah, but the Horizon Express. So
TGV, brother.
That goes way back for me because when the first time I saw that TGV, I loved it, and I remember buying a in-scale TGV set at JCPenney.
And whenever Lego announced that, you were like,
yeah. So one of the biggest mistakes I made on eBay was I've sold a lot of things that I kind of wish I'd kept.
Hey,
and that's one of them was my original. I actually bought another TGV to replace it, but I have, I've realized that there's things I know I'll never be emotionally attached. So I sold tons of Chima stuff. I'm getting rid of Ninjago stuff. I have no interest in Ninjago except for the big sets.
You know what? That's the thing. Ninjago, Lego will use themes like that to experiment with, like stuff like the mechs, the dragons, and all that. That's stuff that people who aren't Ninjago fans probably collect.
Yeah.
Like there's a community of Transformers Lego builders, and they'll collect Ninjago stuff because they got the parts they need and the mechs. So, and it's like, Lego gives the fans what they want in different ways.
Yeah. But what's funny is that Chima is kind of one of those themes that there are people that like it, but it's not as.
It's not like
big.
Bionicle.
What do you think is more worthless in the aftermarket, Chima or Lego Friends? Which one would you think is worse?
Well, you kind of, probably is it Lego Friends?
Yes.
Yeah. And you would think it'd be the opposite.
I was like, I don't understand because Friends does so well, but there's no demand for it.
And there's so many of it.
Yeah. And so I bought all these Friends sets, and now I'm like, I probably shouldn't have bought all these.
Do you think that Friends will ever go out and they'll?
No, I think it's one. I don't know if it's going to be eternally evergreen, but it's like it'll be here for a while because.
I mean, think about it. There are a lot of Lego. They used to like 2000 to 2010, it's like they were cycling through themes a lot,
Yeah.
but now we've kind of stuck.
Yeah, and
Like
I think we'll get a lot of those one-shot themes where they'll just do
like
like a
video or
wave.
something.
Yeah, and
But like, we've had Friends for a while, we've had Ninjago for a really long time, and those have been like the only two that really stuck. We
well,
cycled
they
through.
tried to kill Ninjago.
I'm glad they didn't. I don't collect Ninjago, but I love to see
Yeah.
it. That's the thing.
No, and I'm all for
Hmm.
like them trying new stuff, even if I don't like it. I don't think that's something that people understand.
Yeah, you mean
It's like it's okay not to like everything, but it's like sometimes when I express a dislike for something, it upsets people, and I'm like, dude, you don't. I know I like more stuff than you do. I'm like, why are you getting mad because I don't like something that you like? Like if I say I don't like Harry Potter or I don't like Lord of the Rings,
hmm
people go get all up in arms. I'm like, well, do you collect SpongeBob? Do
yeah, I
you
mean, do you
collect?
like Tron? It's
I
like
mean, like,
I don't know. People have their own opinions,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I know what you mean, and it's like I wish that we'd get more space themes, like
Oh,
more.
I was watching Land Brick Company, and they were showing a picture of one of the Lego space sets, and I was like, I was so they liked Mark. He
Yeah.
liked it. He liked it, and there's some aliens, and I think they've seen more details of other things, but I was just like, it's just city space. I don't like city space. I want
Wait a
space
minute,
space.
like they saw.
It says space on the side of the box,
Wait a minute,
but it
wait.
says city at the
Oh,
top of the box. So
but
I'm like,
wait, you're saying that they got a chance to see a sneak peek at a
yeah,
upcoming set?
yeah. They showed a picture,
Oh, I
a
didn't know about
blurry
that. I'm
image.
behind. I'm behind on
Yeah,
Lego news. Well, maybe.
it's more like Mars mission to me, is what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll be surprised.
Yeah, and it's this thing. It's like even though I was not as happy about it as like Mark was, I was like, I'm still good with it because something is better than
Hmm.
nothing, and like maybe they'll do something that'll be really good,
Hey,
like Space Police
can I tell
or
you something? Do it. My brain just like it went like to a million different things, and it. Imagine if this is the first motorized Lego. Like okay, so how the roller coaster track. Imagine they made a motorized car, and they brought back monorail.
oh that
Could you imagine?
that yeah I don't know what there's a reason why they haven't done a motorized roller coaster car probably
Hmm.
because they can't
Too
make the
steep
motor
and stuff.
for the drive
That's
the
true.
wheels when you gonna make I don't know, there's a lot of reasons but it's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like the
like they're like, oh yeah, let's appease to the A Falls, bring back
uh,
monorail. I don't know.
and it's never coming back.
Well, let's talk about one more thing before we end it, and we have all these, but I really want to talk about this because it kind of relates to a hobby of mine recently,
Okay.
and then you are familiar with it, but
I
you're.
I'm familiar with it as in far as like I've viewed them
Mhm.
and were in them, but not have filmed them. I've never filmed this.
So I bought a Super 8 camera earlier in the year, and I've always had a fascination with them ever since I saw the movie Super 8.
Yeah.
And I remember when you showed me that movie, and I didn't understand like why the camera that they had didn't also record audio at the same time, and then you
Yeah.
told me, and
Yeah.
then I thought it was cool, and then we watched a lot of my uncle's videos and stuff, and then I learned about what it was, and I always wanted to get a
Yeah.
camera, so I got one this year, and it doesn't work, but
And it's
I
what yeah, and it's hard to troubleshoot
mhm.
because there's not so much out there.
But I'm gonna when we go up when I go up north to Vermont, I'm gonna see if we pass any like camera shops that
Okay.
because sometimes stuff
So
like
there's
that
nothing around here that you
there
can take.
is, but I don't like. There's this place in Hiram, and there's like this older guy that knew about Super 8, but I don't know. Like you don't. That's a niche thing
You
nowadays.
really should ask your uncle
I know. I've thought
to
about it,
take your
but
camera and see if he has any idea. Well, I forget. He lives in
I
Colorado now.
know. Well, hey, I when I go visit Colorado, I'm gonna bring it, and I'll be
Yeah.
like, hey. But so the company that makes the film for Super 8 cameras back in the day and now is called Kodak, and they do.
You say that like nobody knows who Kodak
I
is.
know, but like, well, I mean, like a lot of my friends didn't know
That's funny.
what it is.
What's
So
Walmart?
I know, but Kodak also makes film for big movies. Like
Yeah.
they did, they're one of the few distributors that will do movies that are shot on film, like IMAX is
So,
one of
so
them.
to put this in perspective, I'm sorry to
Mhm.
derail your train of thought for a second. It'd be like what you just said, the way you said it, it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
what you said. But it'd be like today, somebody like explaining to somebody what an iPhone is.
I know, and
It's like everybody had Kodak film.
but let me tell you something. A lot of people in my generation, and I've seen a lot of millennials say it. They're like, why does Christopher Nolan like to shoot movies on film? It's such
Yeah.
an outdated format.
No.
It's
It's
fossilized. I'm like,
no. It's like
there's nothing
why
better.
there's this big move to go back to vinyl.
But think about
Yeah.
this. When you watch Interstellar, you're not thinking about the CGI in the film
Yeah.
or any of that. You're thinking about how real everything looks
Yeah.
because even they when they incorporated the VFX, they incorporated on pieces of film. So
Yeah.
so
Film is I like film
it's
movies
superior.
better than digital movies.
It's not an
I do.
opinion. It's a fact.
Wait, this is called Digital Frontier. This should be called Super 8 Frontier.
Game theory hints his videos. Remember, that's just a theory. I'm like, remember, that's not an opinion. It's a fact. I'm in my videos like that when
Oh
it's.
my goodness.
But so Kodak released has been working on their own Super 8 camera for years. They announced it in 2016, and
They haven't released it.
no, so it had been in like horrible development. Like they announced it, raised the
So
price.
this is going to use actual film,
Yeah,
or is it going to
it's-
film like Super 8 but put it on
No, it's
digital?
actual film. So
Okay.
this will be one of the first modern Super 8 cameras in years. And so they announced it, and the price was what you'd expect. Like if you're gonna get an old Super 8 camera and you're gonna fix it up, you're gonna be spending about $1,000.
Yeah.
And for like one that's in pristine condition. So they're selling when they announced it, I think it was 1,000 or 1,200. And a lot of people were like, "Yeah, that's
reasonable.
that's a reasonable price for a camera like
Yeah.
that. That's that's an outdated format." But then like they brought it at conventions and stuff, and then like the years go by and then they stop talking about it and then they just don't do anything with it. And then all of a sudden today they or was it yesterday? I can't remember. They announced, "Oh, we're officially releasing it to the public, like it's available now."
How much
And
is it?
the MSRP $5,500.
It's like one of those red cameras that the movies people use. It's like who's gonna pay that?
Exactly. And the money that you'd spend on that, you could get probably like a 16 millimeter, a better camera that shoots on film.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing because I'm thinking about like when you were younger and you wanted to get some stuff at Zany Brainy and you were like, "Oh, I can't get it right now."
And it's so.
It's like I'll never.
There was a barrier to getting things, or like with phones today, you can take pictures and videos of anything, and it's decent to excellent quality. Like this recording, as crappy as it may be to some people today, is probably better than a lot of movies were in the 70s.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
But the quality is anyway. But anyway, I'm getting old and I already forgot what I was going to say.
That's okay. But I was just thinking, it's like like a hobby like that, I went the cheap route.
Yeah.
I bought a used one that was
You're hoping it would work.
But you have to expect the worst. And overall, everything does work except that it doesn't advance the film.
Yeah, which means you possibly ruin the film that you bought to put in, which is expensive too.
Yeah, the film costs like $30 a roll, so that stinks. But other than that, I had to learn somehow.
Yeah,
I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah, and I like that you're getting into those things for the nostalgia of it, because like people can use filters on a camera to make it look like film, but it's really not the same thing. But
like I noticed a difference, like that little short film I showed you that those people made with the anamorphic lens. It's like it looks real. Like when you watch a movie shot on film, it looks natural, and you don't get that when you shoot digitally.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. So because it's so expensive, then it's expensive relatively then.
Yeah.
And so you didn't take videos of everything. You don't take videos of every moment of your life. So it's like when we're watching old family movies, it was like 3 seconds of somebody walking.
Yeah. And that is funny when you think about it. And then like there'll be a family member that I've never seen or something.
They're just doing something random.
And I'm like, who is that?
Yeah, it's like when I watch those back, it's like sometimes I can tell ones that my mom filmed and
Mm-hmm.
ones that my brother filmed and ones that my dad filmed. And it's like I'm like, wow, like my brother, he had a purpose when he recorded stuff.
You
So
know,
sometimes
I have the same camera as
yeah,
him.
but my mom and dad, it was like, oh, that's the
It's the
same
same
camera.
camera he had.
Wow,
Yeah.
so it was like, why did they record this?
Mm-hmm. It's funny when you look at that stuff, but you know they weren't thinking
They
about it.
thought it more like when my little brother came along. Now I know my mom thought more about it because she got a lot of him crawling
Mm-hmm.
around the yard. Yeah, crawling around the yard,
It's funny,
playing with
but
the bricks,
yeah, I
the
know it's
literal
just
bricks.
like Lego's an expensive hobby, but then you think you got stuff like this, which is really
Yeah,
expensive, and
yeah,
the only thing you can do is enjoy watching videos about it.
yeah. Well,
Hey, that's the
hey, and you know the Super 8 movie. That was. I know there's some things that probably could have been better
mm-hmm.
with the movie, but that movie struck a chord with me, and it struck a chord with you. And even though you weren't from that generation, that was my generation.
Yeah.
Those kids in that movie, and it's like, oh my, I went to school with that guy. No, not the actual
But
people,
yeah,
but it's like, yeah, this was the kind of people I hung out with in school.
and I hate to like drag this on, but I think about J.J. Abrams when he was a kid.
Yeah,
That was his generation, like with the movies based off of. He was watching Spielberg movies, and then for him to make a movie about his childhood
yeah.
with Steven Spielberg,
Oh, wow.
that had to be
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
That had to be
yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
well, I hope that you can get one eventually that works. You know, and by doing this podcast, maybe you can get a sponsor.
That's gonna be my 2024
You
project.
go, it's like I want to make a Super 8 YouTube video.
Yeah, like Kodak. You know, I didn't. What I said was not negative. So
No. You built the excitement because you are excited for this product, but you have the disappointment. It's like, oh, I can't afford it.
it's more or less for the. It's more or
Yeah,
less for the. What would you say?
it's more for movie makers.
It's not an average consumer
No,
product. Like
no.
this is more for people who are
And even at
enthusiasts.
$1,000, it wouldn't be the average consumer. But you know,
I know.
so you also were using my old VHS camera, and I remember you got it out, and then your sister was like upset because she wanted to record Milo,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I don't know, the battery doesn't work right now.
Yeah,
You
you
have
have
to
to
keep,
leave it plugged in.
and
I
so,
can
but
get a battery.
we made VHS films, and it's like we're sitting back there and watching them, enjoying them, and it's like it's low quality. It's not even DVD quality. It's like it's less than 360p quality, but it's like we enjoyed making them and then going back and watching them back, and it's like it's almost like traveling back in time.
And it's like you're not thinking about the quality of the
Yeah,
way it looks. You're just
yeah,
enjoying what it's about. And that's I think that's like why we like stuff like Land of the Lost or
yeah,
the old Star
yeah.
Trek.
I don't need it to be. Oh, so how much you still haven't watched all of the original Star Trek?
No,
yet?
I haven't seen any of the third season. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so there's another podcast I watch that Alex Nunes and this guy Jason
Mm-hmm.
does. They call him the other guy because Alex Nunes has 108,000 subscribers and Jason's like us. But anyway, they were Alex. I don't know if you know this. He likes Star Trek, even though he's got like all this stuff. He doesn't even. He's not even really interested in Star Trek in Star Wars. He just has likes the UCS sets, so he likes Star Trek. All right, so when they do this thing where they review people's submissions, like look at mocks that people made, or they do room tours, and they feature different people in the community. And this one guy sent in a picture. His daughter made it was 9 at the time, made a Star Trek Enterprise.
A Lego one.
And he was like, "Yeah, it's very blocky, but it's a 9-year-old." But he said she had to put a green hand on it, so she made this hand, this green that's holding it, and they thought it was like space lasers or something. I was like, no, it's literally a green hand. So that's what I commented on the video because.
Oh, that was an episode of Star Trek?
Episode is literally
a green
hand in space.
Oh my goodness.
That cheesiness. Because, the one episode, green hand in space. Another episode, Abraham Lincoln in a chair in space.
See.
So you got to watch
stuff I haven't seen. I guess that's when they were like, yeah, we're running out of money. We're running out of stuff. Let's just do everything, And then William Shatner was like, Can I scream in this one too?
Oh yeah, that's the other running thing. Every
Man.
episode scream.
But then you got that, and then you got like
Charlie's hair.
the greatest episodes
Yeah.
of any Star Trek,
Well,
like the Doomsday Machine.
Doomsday Machine.
That's probably my favorite episode
yeah.
of anything.
See?
That's a perfect episode.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So
That's
we need,
funny,
you know,
though.
we should.
I need to watch that.
We need to watch some of these. They
Green
give us
Hand.
the Green Hand in space.
That's only something that would have scared me.
It's
when I was
like,
a kid.
but it's so funny because watching so other people talk about it, but they don't really know that it's actually a really green hand. They just think it's the ideal that a 9-year-old came up with.
Well, I'm telling you, kids are observant.
Yeah.
Like they are. I look at stuff I drew when I was in school at 9. I was like, this is exactly what I watched on TV. Like, you know.
Yeah, I got a picture that I drew when I was in like 2nd grade, and it's like highly detailed.
Hey, in 2nd grade, when I was in 2nd grade, we would have free draw where you could draw whatever you want in art class. And I wish I still had it. It was the greatest drawing ever made. It was a cave scene. Like the foreground was like rocks. And then it was the inside of the cave from Land of the Lost. And I just have one single slee stack standing there. And in my mind, I remember it looking so good, and I was so proud of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it's at. But it's like just a full scene and then just a single slee stacks. I wish I still had that. But that was me 7 years old.
Your mom's got pictures stored away.
I was probably the only kid in that school ever that drew that, you know, or anything like that.
That's what I loved about both you and your sister, is that y'all appreciated some of the things that I liked or your mom liked. And it's like, so y'all have appreciation for some of that cheesy stuff or the vintage stuff or the you know.
I tell you what though, when I was a kid, Land of the Lost was not cheesy. It was like life or death. Like I thought it was real life. I thought that actually happened. Man.
Oh, there's things that you did in your life when you were younger. I just wish I had recorded. But that one of my moments for you is when you were playing Lego Island, and at the end of that first round, where the house is it Lego Island 2? When the house blows back up, you were so mad. It was like, I was like, that's part of the game. It's part of the game. It's okay.
And I still do not like the Brickster because of that. Like I still have that, like that. What's it like? That cognitive fear, like because of something that happened.
It's funny how things can imprint on you when you're younger. So, and affect things that you do. So that's like, you know how old I am?
53.
No.
54.
No.
55.
55. So it's like, but there are times, even at 55.
Can you drive 55?
But I'll think of things like I did. Well, I'm thinking. Like sometimes we have retroactive thinking. That's where true. We think we thought like that when we were a kid. But no, I think about things that I thought about when I was a kid.
I still do that.
Yeah.
Or like I'll think about something in a certain way that I'm like, that I thought about when I was a kid.
So, and I'll give you an example. Every time I go out and like I was doing the leaves in the backyard with the lawnmower, used to have to rake them when I was a kid. So I think about that. I think about all those times my mom sent me out there to rake the yard. I'm like, man, all this time I could have just been chopping them up with the lawnmower. And then, but I used to go out there, and I remember making my mom. It's before I ever went to school, but I raked little 4 or 5 year old me making rake roads in the yard. Like I would rake a path and I'd make intersections.
You still do that.
Oh, I do.
When you cut the grass, you're like, I'm gonna make a road.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So never grow up.
That's funny. Oh man,
I'm gonna go out there right now and make a road.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being on it with me.
Man, I hope you can do this fairly regularly.
I know, and it's easy too. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, watch the video. If you're watching, go listen. Even though you've already have. But
yeah,
I hope to make some more videos in the future.
I do too, because people miss you, man. I get a lot of people asking about you.
But if you ever need me to join you in that, I'd love to do that.
I love having you here, and I'm gonna miss you when you move out. But I know you'll come back and visit. I say that like you're moving out. You're not.
I will. You'll watch my room tour video, and I make a reference about that.
So do you? Oh, see, I am the one that derails outros because I start thinking of other stuff. So you know what? That means we can make more videos like this.
Let's keep doing it then.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Mystery Machine.
Mystery Machine.